to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, this evening, Chairman Talbot won't be with us tonight, although he may join us on Zoom. I heard a rumor. We'll see. We have a fairly light agenda. It only goes till what, 9:30, 10 o'clock tonight?
Yeah, we can do it in 2 hours.
I'm gonna go move into my office, but huddle on the computer and do the rest of the budget and stay till morning. It'd make a lot of good decisions, right?
No, it's just.
No.
I think first on the agenda is gonna be a Zoom meeting with the health insurance.
I think so.
No, actually, it's Sean was gonna zoom in for the discussion on health insurance.
All
Oh, are
right.
they gonna be here in person, or?
No, they've been here. They did the
Oh,
Zoom.
we were
I
going
see.
to discuss it.
Okay, what I sent you during the week was, I sent you some, I have some copies here,
Yeah.
of what their, what the comparisons are.
Okay, I don't recall seeing that.
Okay.
Did it go through
Did I
all
mi-
of us?
Did I miss
I
it?
sent it to everybody, I thought.
Did you see it, Jason?
I don't.
I don't recall seeing it, but that could be my bad.
No?
I'd have to go back and look.
I'll look again.
We have a couple copies.
Yeah, we're gonna make more copies of these.
Is this same page?
Yeah, let me go make a couple more copies.
Can we make the copies, Jim?
Oh, yeah.
And where the heck are we? There we are. Oh my God, okay. Nope, I got 4 emails from Jim since last week, and none of them,
No, I didn't see it either.
no.
Sometimes you think you hit send and it just kind of sat.
Yeah, well, I've had it drop in the middle of a send. But then I
This
said,
is a follow-up on last week. There was the request made
Yeah.
for comparison of prices.
yep,
I didn't get a chance to look at that before I
yeah,
handed it off to you.
all right. So we are. Okay, yeah.
That's Jim's.
Okay.
I have to do a manual sort.
No.
I didn't realize page 2 was on the back of one of them, okay, so here we go. Okay. One of 3, 2 of 3.
did you get 3 pages?
No, I have 2 pages here, I believe. Well, one's double-sided.
Yeah, I'll fix it.
Oh.
So I do have,
Okay,
I do actually have 3 pages.
Okay, this is the latest printout. Okay, let's get the latest.
Okay, page 1. All right.
1, 2, 3. Sorry about that.
Yeah, you gotta feed that duck.
I know that.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay,
It does look like Health Trust is more affordable for the employees.
yeah, I'll go over it in a minute.
Yeah,
Okay. Get the right one.
oh,
Make sure, use that
No,
one. I don't know if that's where that one came from.
all right. Okay.
Hi, good evening.
Hello?
All right.
Okay. We can get started. What we asked for, you know, and we've had Anthem Blue Cross through a private insurance agent for the last 2-3 years.
Yep.
Okay. And I believe each year the insurance agent has changed the insurance carrier or the plan. Okay, so prior to that, we had the health trust. And what we've done is we went back and looked at the health trust again, along with private insurance. And we have a comparison here of, there's 3 columns here. The one on the right is the Anthem Gold Blue Access HMO, which is the current plan, as best as we can decipher it. And it comes out for a single person, $799.23 a month. That's the right-hand column.
Yep.
The left-hand column is the closest thing to what we had before. And that comes out to $753.14 a month. And incidentally, the 2-person plan is like 90-some bucks cheaper a month, and the family plan is 120
20.
bucks
Yeah,
cheaper, roughly. Okay.
all right.
A month. The plan in the middle is one that one might want to look at someday. It would depend on how people use it. The one thing we as I understand it, we offer one plan, that's it. We can work with anybody, but including the health trust. We could offer different plans. The people working here contribute toward the plan. So if somebody wants a lesser plan and have to contribute less, they could have that, okay?
Yeah,
But I think our suggestion, we have to basically have something in writing to the carriers by the end of the week.
yep.
So my recommendation is, I'm sorry about that.
Jim, what's the current contribution from the employees? 15%?
15%.
Okay.
I believe it is. Okay, for that and dental. The other difference is, and this is what caught my eye and why I wanted to go look at this, is because my understanding when I first started working here was that the two plans, the old plan that we had with municipal association and the one with the private insurance vendor, at the time that we changed, it was cheaper for the town to go with the private vendor.
Right.
But you were buying less, you were
Oh, yeah.
paying less, but you were getting less, okay? So that was part of the equation. The other part is, and I'm not sure exactly what year it was, it's somewhere around 2015 or 16. I'd have to go back and double check it. We got like $18,000 back
From Health Trust?
from Health Trust. And it appears nobody factored that in. So let's say you save $5,000 or $6,000, $7,000 with a much lesser plan, okay? I can do the lesser plans with Health Trust too. But the thing is, you're part, as you noted with Primex, you're part of a consortium, okay?
Okay.
Think of it like a co-op,
All right.
and it will give you something back.
Okay. How much are we currently spending on our health overall for the town, health insurance?
It's split up over a bunch of budgets, and I haven't added it up.
Got a rough,
I can do that.
got a rough number?
No, I wouldn't want, I wouldn't
Wouldn't
want to
want
get
to,
into
I
that.
would just, you know, trying
It's a
to,
significant amount of money.
yeah, I know.
But, you know, it's not all in one, we didn't take like employee benefits and put them all in one set of accounts. We
Right.
got them scattered all over. the place,
Okay.
But, you know, I can run that, and I can have that in here. So if we have to present something, we can tell people what we're spending.
Right.
But certainly, planning it going ahead, we'll be able to do that.
Hey,
Roger might know how much monthly payment.
I wouldn't want to say figure, but I think that stuff that Jeff gave you, a lot of times they'll total it on the bottom of those sheets. It's
Yeah.
not on that sheet.
uh,
It's probably not on that because they buy individually, but a lot of times they'll have a total what the whole thing costs.
yeah,
Right.
I was just wondering if, you know, because you do a lot of the budgeting and bookkeeping, if you knew the end of year item for total health insurance off the top of your
Well,
head.
well, you could take the monthly cost and times it by 12, maybe and get a rough idea that way.
Yeah, well, it's possible. Or is it in the annual report, maybe? I don't know.
I mean, it's something I can find.
No, it's just a more a
I was
factor.
looking more at the monthly.
Yeah, no,
cost at this
they're
point.
just kind of trying to put it together as an overall, this is what our overall outlay is.
And it can vary greatly. I mean, because you could have people that are eligible for it, but their spouse has a plan that they're happy with. and
Right.
They go with their spouse and things like that.
Yeah, of course.
So really, the comparable plan would be the middle one to what we're offering right now? Is that
Mm,
true, or? I guess I'm basing it off of the deductibles.
Well, I mean, that's only part of the equation, I think.
Yeah, it's a big part.
If you look down the middle plan, that's a $9,000 per family per year.
Yeah,
It's,
3,000, 9,000, and
yeah,
then,
the other one is
Current.
1,000 and 3,000. And the plan on the left has a much better prescription drug plan.
yeah, I mean,
But I got some figures here. It varies by month because some people come off and on, but I'd say between 95 and 120,
$1,000?
yeah, a year.
Okay, let's,
Because some months,
Fine.
I mean, some months in the beginning, they were around 10,000, people have gotten off, the last one was about 8,000, so.
Yeah.
so if we get 10 to 15% back, typically, you know, we could come out substantially ahead, and it would be comparable to paying for that middle plan. Whereas the benefits offered by the plan on the left are, well, substantially better for the employees, and it's less money than we're currently paying.
By a significant amount.
No,
Well,
it's not a significant amount, but the payback is.
if things go well,
Yeah.
with the group you're in, the payback can be significant.
Yeah.
I don't see a difference in the prescription drugs.
Um,
25, 40, 10, 40, 70.
yeah, the two plans are comparable on the prescription drugs.
Yeah, you're right, the prescription drugs is comfortable.
So the only thing is the deductible.
Yeah,
That I can see, the major.
Right.
yeah, and for some families, that's a lot, you
Yeah,
know,
one-
depending
one-
on children.
One of the things that we can look at doing in the future, that some towns have done and been very successful with, is having a plan with a higher deductible. So instead of having, let's say, a $20 copay,
Yeah,
okay, the employee might have a $40 copay.
yeah,
But what the town does is the town creates a pool of money, and they reimburse the employee the other half of that. Some towns are doing that. They're actually, you're not getting into major operations, but that kind of stuff.
yeah,
They're actually creating a pool, and so they pay a much lower premium, but then they have a pool that covers the difference.
yeah.
To help with the deductible.
I forget the name of it. It's some type of special health account for the town.
Thank you, Roger.
You know, I think with the left-hand plan, we can actually save some money, but we can give the employees a bigger bang for their buck. Whereas
Yeah.
if we go with the middle plan, we kind of look cheap.
Well,
We kind of are cheap.
Well, I realize we're fiscally frugal, but we're actually saving money and providing benefits.
what was suggested to me in the conversation that I've had is that what we do is, probably the left-hand plan is the best one to go with now. But in the course of the coming year, instead of just looking for a number 2 weeks before the drop dead date or something like that, okay? Early in the year, we look at better ways of using these health plans for our employees. I've worked with towns that offered 2 different health plans,
Yeah,
and the employees picked the one they wanted.
yeah, all right. Peter, in your opinion, I mean, you had some comments last time we talked about this. What was the major problem with our current plan? I mean, what was the real big complaint?
Some of it was deductible, a lot of it, people had medications they were on, and this insurance we got now wouldn't pay for it for some people. Or if it did, you almost had to pay 100% of it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot depends on the tier medication. And if you notice, the tier 2 through 4 are high deductibles, or relatively high deductibles. Although, if you do the calculations for the co-pays or pays for the prescriptions, looking at either one of the other plans, and do them, you get a 90-day supply, which is 3 months, and multiply it out for those tier 2 through 4, it's comparable. It really is. I mean, if they're taking generic stuff, you know, it's not bad. But once you get into those more exotic medications, it's really comparable between the 2 plans.
You're saying between the existing plan
And
and what
A-
health
and,
trust
and,
offers?
Thank you.
yeah, and the health trust. You know, it depends on the medication, though. I mean,
I get, you know, the plan I have, okay, it's obviously separate, but some of the, if I take the medications that are long-term,
yeah,
if I take them and I get them from their mail order people,
mm,
some of them I didn't pay for. You know, some of the more standard ones.
Yeah.
okay? And one that's quite expensive, it goes from And it goes from like $400 or $500 a month down to $125 for 90 days.
Yeah,
So I mean, there can be huge differences in here.
oh, yeah, I'm aware.
The biggest problem was, one of my employees' wife was on medication with the house source plan, and they paid for it.
Huh?
And this last plan that we got this year, they wouldn't even pay for it.
Yeah,
So
the higher
she-
tier drugs,
She ended up on something different that's made it worse in the long run.
great. I don't know,
Yeah, I guess with these prescription drug rates here, this is all based on every month, is it? $10 a month for generic?
well, they're talking 90-day supplies on the health plan
Yeah.
versus the Anthem, which is every time you order, which is a 90-day mail order.
Okay, we have 30 days.
And then there's some
90 days.
30 days in there.
I think that given the time constraints and everything else, I think the proposal from the Health Trust is the superior proposal, and I think it would make sense to accept it, and at the same time, have maybe one department head, one selectman, and 2 employees get together and take a look at these things, so that we can come up with the best possible situation in the future.
Well, the only way to truly analyze this is to try to go around and ask people questions that we're not supposed to be asking. How are you using the plan?
Well, you can, like I said, I've done this before.
They don't have to answer.
No,
I mean, we
but,
can talk
but I
about it.
mean, it's, the problem is we're not supposed to ask medical questions, but at the same time, to figure out what services individuals and families the best, we kind of need to know how they're utilizing things.
There is a way you can do that legally, okay? And I did it with Health Trust many years ago. And that was to find out, the town I worked for had a very expensive plan. The plan that was considerably cheaper, but still a good plan, kind of limited you to, you had less freedom to wander around the countryside picking doctors.
Right.
But what we were able to do was determine from the Health Trust how the employees were using it without any specific information. One was an HMO, the other was point of service.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, what I came back with was 80% of the employees were using it like an HMO. So there was, what happened was that the HMO became the de facto standard. The other plan was still offered with a small percentage copay. People could keep what they wanted. Everybody went home happy. I think it pays to look at this. It is a significant expense, and it's something that, affects taxpayers and employees alike. So I think we should really, going ahead, take a look at the best way to utilize these things
But at the
for
same
our employees.
time, regardless of which plan we choose, we'll still be saving the town a few dollars.
Yeah. That's accurate, a few dollars.
Well, I'm not
So
only happy you be saving the employee money, because back in 2018, when the town got back money, the employees got back money.
But they don't have to give it back to the employees, and that's why I was thinking, if you do that plan, can you make a thing that says that we have to give it back to the employee when you set it up? So
I
people
think
know?
if we accept money from the employees, that 15%, employee contribution, that it's really their money, and if we get back money, we're legally obligated to return at least that portion.
Not the way I understood it when we got it before. The way I understood it was that the selectmen could decide to give it back or not give it back.
Roger's right.
Yeah, all right,
Now, morally, it makes sense, and you can do it with a simple spreadsheet.
yeah.
You don't have
Yeah,
to
but
go
if you
nuts
get
with it.
different selectmen, they might have different ideas. So, but if you set up in the beginning, say, this is what we plan to do, and this is what, and try to make it so that it can stick, maybe, and then the employees would know for sure.
The thing is, the Board of Selectmen can adopt a policy, but some other board can adopt a new policy.
New policy,
I mean,
That's the problem.
and we go from policy to policy.
But I do think that certainly if the employees put in 15%, the employees, if there's a refund of premiums, the employees ought to get 15% of the refund of the premiums.
Yep.
Prorated out, they ought to get it.
But then you got people that are put, in the meantime, you gotta chase them down and find their addresses and try to refund them.
I got chased down one time.
Who's gonna do it?
Well, no, the policy would be simply if you're no longer employed by
Yeah.
the town, it goes into the general fund.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
So it doesn't save that employee anything.
Well, no, but, they left. They're no longer a responsibility.
That's how I would view it.
I got a $30 check for a dental plan that I thought it was crazy.
All right, Jason,
Yeah.
any,
I think we go with the farthest left plan.
I'll go along with
And
that.
I do like the idea of revisiting it and seeing if there's ways to better use our money. Did you have
My
some-
question, have you decided to go with Health Trust or stay with Anthem, or stay with Lifetime Benefits?
We're looking to switch to Health Trust.
Okay, well, that's gonna take longer because then you gotta get all new forms and everything, and so he says it's gonna, you have a, they'll make a decision by the end of the week, but if we stay where we're at, we just basically renew it with no forms filling out and that kind of stuff for the employee. I think it's a lot faster doing it that way if you wanna do
No,
it.
cause you're not getting a better insurance.
No,
Well, they
no.
say it's comparable, they're saying
Long-
it's.
No.
No.
No,
It's
the
not
Costing
policies,
more money.
the policies are, they're quite a bit different. There's a lot less co-pays with Health Trust, from what I can see.
Yeah, smaller
What's the
deductibles.
maximum?
Smaller.
What's the maximum per family, per year?
The deductible,
Yeah, they do that.
it's a big difference.
Yeah, we're looking at 3,000 versus 6,000.
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
And the Health Trust costs less
Buy in a better insurance.
by like $40.
Okay, I don't know what the.
So this is where it doesn't seem like it's much discussion needed.
This is for a January 1 startup.
Yeah.
So you would,
We have to notify them by the end of the week,
Yeah.
so ideally we'd notify them tomorrow,
Right.
and they will get with us on getting the transition
yeah.
done as quickly as possible.
Jim, I see a gobbledygook of numbers and letters on the top of the sheet here. Does this particular plan have a easy to pronounce name?
Access Blue Site of Service, and
they
just leave
both-
off the rest of it.
Well, no, because the other one says Access Blue Site
I know.
of Service.
2040 and the other one's 2550.
I can't tell you what all that.
No, but I'm
It's an
I'm asking if it
unpronounceable
has a nice name.
Didn't she go over that one?
She might have, I don't remember.
You're looking for verbiage on.
I just want to be able to make a motion here and be very clear about what
Yeah, yeah.
it's,
If you want to be specific, why don't you say, the health trust plan with a single for $753.14 a month, and then just list the one below it. That
well,
way-
why don't I just read off the code number here?
Okay, read off the code.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion. I move that we accept the Health Trust health insurance plan for the employees called the Access Blue Site of Service Plan, parentheses ABSO S20/40/1KDED.
Okay, can I ask, motion to accept Health Trust?
You want
Access
this?
Blue?
Access Blue Site of Service
I'll circle it.
Plan, code ABSO S20/40/1KDED, close parentheses.
I will second that motion.
Okay?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That's an Anthem plan, right?
Mm-mm.
No.
What is it?
It's Health Trust.
No, Health Trust isn't the insurer, who's the insurer?
Blue Cross.
It is Blue, it sounds like Blue Cross.
It says Blue Site of Service.
Anthem, it's fine. Okay.
That's who you have
That's
now.
what we're on now.
Same company, or just
No, it's different, what it's called.
Okay, happiness reigns supreme.
Just the guy selling insurance, not
basically has a big cut.
I will notify both the private insurance agent and
Yep,
Health Trust tomorrow morning.
that would be excellent. All right.
Can I keep this?
Huh?
Can I keep that?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yes.
Now the question is, who do we have on Zoom?
Nobody has come in yet.
All right. Peter, were you here for a specific purpose, or?
No, I was just here for the insurance, but I was gonna tell you about the transfer station, we're gonna open them on Friday, before Christmas and.
And
before
New Year's? Okay.
Just so,
So you can put it on the website and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
yeah,
You're gonna sign at the station?
then I'll have them make up a sign for the stations.
Susan, did you get that?
I did not.
Okay.
That's why I was trying to
You're
get
gonna have Black Friday open up with the transfer station?
That Black Friday is, after
On
Thanksgiving or not?
the Friday before Christmas and the Friday before New Year's Day, the transfer station will be open.
Okay.
And closed on the Saturday.
And it's closed on the holidays.
Yeah, the 25th.
That way, he doesn't have to pay his workers overtime and so forth.
Well, I wouldn't have to pay them overtime,
Oh, okay, so
Is
it's,
they only work the 8 hours, that's it.
it's open on the Friday instead of the Saturday.
Correct.
Okay.
And that
Perfect.
should be posted on the website, just
Okay.
to try to let everybody know as much in advance as possible.
Thank you.
Thanks for the heads up.
Did you gentlemen have something you were?
Peter. Stay for that stuff.
You can stay.
That doesn't mean you have to leave.
What's the agenda?
We're not as popular as you think.
I guess not. All right, I guess.
Okay, so the next thing I had up here was Parks and Recreation, but I got an email from Shauna that she was ill, and she couldn't make it. And I gave her an offer at a later date. We've got plenty of holes to fill in.
Right.
Okay. And didn't hear back, so I already have her rescheduled for convenience.
Well, just remember, we only have, I think, 2 more meetings before our Saturday adventure workshop.
Yes.
So we have to finish up all of the,
Well, I'm looking at probably, it will take into the first week of December to finish all of the budget.
so we have to postpone our workshop?
I would move it one week.
Okay.
We have plenty of time, okay, because I look at the schedule and I look at everything else, and I look at how many accounts have numbers in them, okay?
Yep.
And so, you haven't reviewed the police, the fire, or the highway,
Yep.
but you will be shortly, and I got all their preliminary numbers. The thing I really needed, I needed this health insurance,
Mhm.
because we got this stuff sitting in those budgets. It's not like we have a separate budget for employee benefits. We have the employee benefits driven out to each department, which is fine, that way you know what it costs. But, so we can fill in the blanks and bring them to you.
Okay.
Okay. I do have, and I'll send it out, you know, maybe the end of this week or the beginning of next week. I do have a draft warrant,
Yep.
okay, which, you know, obviously the operating budget doesn't have a number in it,
Mhm.
but most everything else does.
Yep.
So I would like to go through a couple of items real quick here.
Go ahead.
Emergency communications, this is gonna be a quickie. I mean, you either have it or don't. Just don't argue with these folks, but anyway.
Is this different from emergency management?
No, this is what happens when you call 911.
All right,
Okay, when you call 911, it either goes to the Hillsborough County Sheriff or it goes to Southwest Mutual Aid
Mhm.
if it's fire or ambulance related. Okay, and then obviously those two talk to each other. So if you look under, give you the tab number, tab 7, and you look at the back of tab 7, you'll find a single sheet of paper.
very back.
The sheriff has been level funded since 2020. See it? Go right to the back of the, right in front of tab 8.
I've got solid waste.
Yeah.
In front of tab 8.
Well, let me move through.
That's DPW.
No,
Got DPW next,
okay.
Street lights.
dispatch and
Yeah,
sheriff. All right,
dispatch
Where'd you
slash
find
sheriff.
three pages back.
Oh. Ah.
Did you find it?
Almost. I think I'm getting warm here.
It's literally in front of
There it
you.
is, yeah.
Okay, okay. So the Southwest New Hampshire Fire Mutual Aid went from 55,144 to 56,523, which is 2.5% up.
Yep.
Hillsborough County Sheriff stayed at 25,152.
Now, they're the folks that were helping us out with our patrols over the past year.
Yeah, but this has nothing to do with that.
They bill for that, so.
Yeah, I know they billed for that.
Yeah.
All right, so this is like a county fee of some sort that we have to pay?
The Hillsborough County Dispatch,
All right,
and we're a client town.
okay,
For a customer. And this is, and their charges have remained 25,152, 2020, 2021, and the same proposed for 2022. I can tell you that Southwest New Hampshire Fire Mutual Aid has a rather complex formula, which I think takes into account population and property value.
I wonder if we'd be able to see what the other towns are paying that are part of this Southwest.
Oh, we certainly could request to see all of it, yeah. But what it is a formula. They take the whole thing, and they also cover into Vermont, and I believe into a little bit of Massachusetts.
So it's
Okay.
56,000.
sounds like those are fixed sums and we don't have a lot to say about them.
Or you'd have to have an alternate place to go shopping, and that's where it gets tough. Okay. Yeah.
So, we're stuck. That's basically what you're telling us.
Oh, put it this way, I mean, if you went somewhere else and tried to come up with something, other scheme, I don't believe the sheriff wants to dispatch fire and ambulance.
Can't talk to
That's a
Townsend?
police dispatch.
Can't talk to Townsend or something?
Hmm?
Can't talk to Townsend?
We can talk to whoever we want.
I know. Would they
Do
support
we
us?
want to?
No. All right,
Yeah, I mean, it's,
yeah.
I don't wanna mention any names, there's certainly one other dispatch in the county that probably wouldn't work here anyway.
Yeah. Let me ask the other question. How are those funds actually spent, or how are they distributed within the mutual aid? I mean, is it, how do they, who manages that, and how is the money spent? Assuming that our contribution's $56,000 a year, and I assume Greenville donates and all the communities.
Any town that's a member.
Right,
Okay.
and, but, you know, that accumulates to a considerable amount of money. How is that money spent, and what services do we receive
It's
as a
My
result?
understanding is, it is a separate, independent, quasi-governmental organization.
Yeah.
It was at one time, and I know this, okay, it was at one time part of Cheshire County government. And Cheshire County divested itself
Okay,
of the Southwest New Hampshire Mutual Aid.
okay,
And the way it used to work was, if you were a Cheshire County town, you
Yeah.
automatically got your county tax.
right.
Now, without sounding, you know, a bit sarcastic, what happened to the towns in Cheshire County was, they saw the county tax go down just a skosh, and then it came back up, and then they were paying a separate big bill like we are. Okay, so,
Well, I mean, what services do we actually receive for this membership?
fire and.
But where does that fire engine come from?
No, it's just dispatch service.
It's a dispatch service, but it's a mutual aid dispatch, okay? They would coordinate, for example, the mutual aid, you know, like if there's, let's say there's a big fire in Jaffrey, they would coordinate us going over there maybe, or, I've
That's,
seen them coordinate other
well,
stuff.
well, what I'm trying to say here is, it seems like it is a small central processing operation that you need, okay, you probably need a man 24/7, but if we're contributing $56,000 and Greenville's contributing $56,000 and Sharon's contributing $56,000 and Peterborough's contributing $100,000, that seems like a lot of money for just dispatching, telling one fire department to
Oh,
go
you're-
over here.
You just scratched the surface.
Paying salaries.
This thing's all of Cheshire County, it goes into southeastern Vermont.
I realize that, but if,
West
the-
Central
but what I'm
Massachusetts.
suggesting is, you don't need a major operations center to tell one fire department to go over to the next town. You need a couple people. You don't need 25 bodies.
Well, I can't give you anything better other than the fact that they're there and they dispatch it. I mean, like the fire chief. I mean, one thing we could ask for would be a copy of their annual, they must have an annual report.
Well, that would
And
probably be nice. I mean, you know, this is half of our ambulance budget, and we know what we get for an ambulance. You know, these guys are just talking on a radio or on a cell phone.
You
Well,
think?
Well, unless they're sending me hard equipment, like they have fire engines hiding in their backyard, what are we actually getting for our money?
they don't have
Yeah,
a building full of
right. They
Humvees to send out, okay, or whatever, painted red.
got a little old lady with a telephone,
But they also have transmitters.
but that's not real big money, is what I'm trying to get at. A transmitter, you buy it once and it works.
Well, for a while.
I'm just saying that
No, I
the
understand that.
price tag seems high for the apparent service.
But we're not exactly sure what service.
Well, exactly, what are we buying?
Well, we don't know or understand their costs, their manpower requirements, their equipment requirements. We don't see all of that. What we see is, yes, they take care of coordinating with fire and rescue and ambulance.
Yeah, but what I'm suggesting here is, we fussed a couple of years ago with the ambulance service here in town and said, show us what you're doing, what we're getting for our money. And they did so. And we got a tangible, and we can see the tangible benefit. And I understand the need for coordination, but I want to know, why does it cost so much to coordinate?
And I'm sure a financial report might shed some light
It
on
might,
that.
it might, or it may be somebody's padding the books.
I just looked on their website and didn't see any,
Yeah.
there's of course a quick search on there. But
Right, but
didn't see the
quasi-government
financials.
organizations have always,
I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's a consortium of towns and villages that.
I absolutely
fire
understand
precincts,
that, but,
everything else.
you know, couldn't we just make a deal with Greenville, make a deal with Sharon, make a deal with Peterborough? I think we already have some sort of mutual aid pact with those folks.
I think the name is misleading. We have mutual aid with other towns,
Right.
okay? For police, for fire, and even, we have mutual aid for highway,
Yeah,
okay? This isn't quite the same mutual aid where, you know, we're gonna, you know, something bad happened in another town, we're over there with our fire truck and our ambulance and all
Okay.
that good stuff, okay? I think this name mutual aid might be a bit misleading. I
Well-
don't know that for sure.
then,
All I know is you're asking a good question, but at the same time, you gotta understand, the number of towns in this thing is huge.
you know,
It's a monster.
Which is why you're asking the question.
yeah, I mean, you know, there's a lot of money running around here. What is everybody getting for that money? And, you know, I guess I wanna see something a little more tangible.
I will ask the fire chief for that.
As it stands now, it's definitely a part of the infrastructure, if you will.
Oh, yeah, but, you know, government keeps getting bigger and bigger, and we keep getting poorer and poorer.
I'm with you on that thought.
Okay.
I will try and get you some answers, okay, you know, to the question.
Yeah.
On the same line here, emergency communications, I did talk with Mike Abel
Mhm.
about that repeater, and he said he was gonna get us prices
Okay.
to replace in kind. He's out of the office this week, but
Yeah, if we have to build a line item into the budget, that would probably, this is probably a good time.
yeah, and it seems to me like it would make sense to go with a Band-Aid. In a, not a 1 week Band-Aid, but like replace in kind or
Well,
just,
I really want to hear back from Lou Alvarez on the tower, and he has not been able to get a return phone call from Vertex.
right, and that's what I'm referring to.
Yeah,
We're
I
gonna be setting up a whole new system up on the cell tower
It-
if.
If it ever
gets-
arrives,
Yeah.
you know, it's been
Yeah.
3 years, 4 years?
No, we can put up a tower and lease it to a cell company and make money. Towns have done that before. I got involved in one.
Well, it was priced out by the Vertex people for us on the planning board, and it's a $400,000 price tag, and we are allowed to use ARPA funds to build.
It would cost the town less, you know why?
Hmm?
Because, this is how I got involved, because it doesn't go to the planning board if the town builds it.
Well,
Other than
the
it's
designs are already done,
Other than it's informational.
yeah,
The town can put up whatever it wants there if it has an appropriation,
yep.
okay? And then they can lease it to a cell company.
I'm happy to be in the money-making business. Anyway, okay.
Yeah, I think.
Okay. Emergency communication, we got that done. Now we got the building permit officer, somewhere kind of up in here, let's go find him.
Where is he?
Except I thought he was gonna be here.
Cool.
Hmm?
It's only 10 minutes to 6 and this is for 7,
Oh,
so we're going faster than,
that's true.
We're flying along. Why don't we skip over him and move
General
to
government buildings,
government buildings? What's that under?
that's me.
That's you.
That's under tab 5.
5. Yeah. That's Primex Insurance.
and if you like, I can text him and let him if you want, I can text him and let him know we're running.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
because he needs to be here.
Okay.
General government buildings, let's see here. What have I got here?
It's the first part of the tab.
Yeah, it's the first part of the tab. We do have it down a little bit.
Down?
Yeah,
Oh, overall.
overall.
Okay.
Okay. And part of that savings is an anticipated savings in fuel. However, unless we put up a windmill in the backyard or a solar panel, we may be illegal. Who knows what's coming down the pipe?
I wouldn't put a lot of money on savings on fuel.
Well,
Prices are soaring at the gas pumps.
Yeah, but we have a predetermined price on propane, and we just switched big time to
Mhm.
propane. So we locked in a propane price that's affordable.
All
For
right.
next year.
Right, for the winter coming around, okay? So I think in that sense, we're fine.
Okay.
And the efficiency of the units going in compared to what was here was, huge. They've got the boiler fired up, both at, backyard here and the one in the fire station. They have more work to do on the system itself, but the boilers are fired up.
All right.
So we're at,
So let's go through this line item by line item. Looking at what we budgeted back in 2021 versus what was actually spent. You probably don't have an answer for this, and I don't. Why was it so low? I mean, we still have a month and a half to go to the end of the year, but even so, we're at roughly 60% or so.
Yeah, I punched the holes in the back, that's why.
On the custodian, that's what I'm looking at.
Okay, okay.
Custodian.
He works 2 days a week and it's based on actual hours worked, and basically, this is not, a budget that's gonna do major building upgrades. It's more of a general maintenance type thing, although, he does do some stuff. It's just that, we've managed to, not use it all.
Is this is Mark? Is this, or is, this is Mark, or is this cleaning?
This is Mark.
Okay,
This was run on 11/8,
yeah,
so there's gonna be more in
Yeah.
this actual, because when I ran this, I update the expenses
yeah.
year to date, but, so we've got this could be off by a week or two, or even a month.
Yeah, no, I can see it, okay.
Okay.
All right, yeah, let's leave
The
it.
FICA Medicare is gonna track it.
Yeah, I understood,
Lawn care
yep,
is over. My
yep,
understanding is this lawn care includes the town park.
yep,
More,
the ball fields?
yeah.
yep, all
If we
right.
could go back to the custodial, would that be, I see your note here, that it could be used to repair fire department buildings, which we met with the chief last week to look at the maintenance and
Right.
work that needs to be done there. Is that asking
come-
too much of the position that's currently there?
I don't know,
as-
I have
as
to talk,
opposed
I have to talk to Mark.
You know, it seems like a lot of things are getting band-aided, or they're, I think we talked about directions for Mark, or some sort of a supervisory role for Peter in terms of what Mark was doing. But I'm going to say from my previous experience on the Board of Selectmen, that Mark was a topic of discussion for somehow getting things done. You know, we have the money in the budget to get things done, but it just doesn't seem to happen. And one of the things we discussed in the, with the chief was the possibilities of letting out a separate contract just to fix up the innumerable nitnoids that are happening down at the fire department. I mean, the fire volunteers are taking care of some stuff down there, but there's a lot of things that they just don't have the time or the materials to do.
And money could be spent from this custodial, Jim, to hire a private contractor to do, I don't know if something needed.
Well, you'd be putting money somewhere else, and you'd be underspending one line, overspending
Yeah,
another, which is okay.
We can shuffle some money
Oh,
around.
yeah.
But what we're concerned about is Mark being overwhelmed with the number of things, or are some jobs just too big for him?
And
I
that,
don't know.
he would have to
that's-
answer.
You'd have to speak to him. I think one of the things is that, you know, he's gonna look at things that need to be done, but he may not see everything. If somebody doesn't tell him that somewhere back behind the firehouse,
Yeah,
the siding's falling off,
yep.
yeah, how's he gonna know?
No, I mean, is there some, I mean, maybe this is getting off track with budget, but is there some methodology to get that information to Mark? I mean, I hate to resort to a suggestion box, but, you know,
Well, no, we're getting plenty of suggestions from the fire chief. I
Yeah.
get them every day.
no, but what I'm saying is,
Sure.
this information is not being
Yeah.
communicated.
Right, I mean, there could be a lot, I mean, but we have no problem with Mark doing things and.
Yeah, if he's told to do them, he does them.
Oh, yeah, he does them right away.
Yeah.
Gets them taken care of.
But to tell him that these things require doing,
Right.
that is not being passed on in some methodology. Mostly because Mark seems to be working almost freelance under his own initiative, until he's told about a specific problem or a specific chore, he never gets the
Well,
message.
he does bring things to us.
All right,
Okay, no, he does, okay, and I think the thing to do is, you know, it could very well be that he sees certain things they have to get done. There's projects he's done too.
yeah,
He redid all the locks in the building here,
Yeah.
for example, okay. But-
Yeah, and I've talked with him out on the highway garage, and he showed me the different things he's done.
yeah, I mean,
So he's not,
I know he's not
yeah,
totally blowing it off, but
No, no,
I'm
no.
just wondering if we're,
But he's not spending our money without a good reason.
yeah, no, but I wonder if we're communicating the tasks we really want addressed effectively.
Well, he's basically scheduled to be here 2 days a week, like Monday and Tuesday.
All right,
Yeah. But not necessarily the whole day.
yeah, I'm just wondering how we can get the information to him.
do we need a
He's-
selectman's liaison?
He's got a box,
Oh,
he's got
God,
a box in
help us.
the next room, we just put it right in there.
Well, that's fine. I mean, you know, if we have to write work order sheets or memos or whatever it takes to say, hey, can you take a look at this, can you take a look at that?
Or you can give it to the town administrator.
Well,
And
we do
I
that.
just wanna point out that with our meeting with the chief last week, it was a long list, but she did say that this is not, like, she doesn't feel like these are all pressing emergency items, and that some of them are very minor.
Yeah, some of them purely cosmetic.
So, it's not like the world is
The world will not
falling
end.
down. over
No, I
there.
understand that, but
Yeah.
there are appearances to maintain.
Did you have something you wanted to add, Susan?
No, I was just gonna say, I don't know if it's a coincidence or if it was part of his job, but I know that while they were doing this work here, he's been in the office a lot more, so I don't know if he's keeping an eye on them.
Is he
He's been
coordinating
doing
with them?
some coordination and stuff with that, yes.
So there's some of that too,
Mhm.
but he's
And
still
that'll,
doing work.
that'll show up in the end here, because the 2020 actual was around 13,000. He's probably gonna be in that neighborhood again,
All right.
Mm.
okay? Moving right along here,
The Grow Care on lawn care, public beautification.
yes, okay, this is, the, flowers placed in public places such as intersections and bridges.
Who's responsible for that?
Mark?
Okay.
But maybe an assist, from the highway department if you gotta move something, but.
Yeah, I'm not big on beautification and flowers and such. I mean, I can see mowing the lawn, whacking the weeds, trimming the brush, but
We're
planting.
talking about, as you come into town, something that makes the community look better and look like it's cared for, as opposed to whatever.
The proposed is almost half of what it was last year.
Yeah, I know.
But then again, I don't know if flowers got put out there.
Yeah, there were no flowers put up on the,
Not on High Bridge.
on High Bridge, and they came down early. Here, they sometimes do, some additional work, but they didn't.
So what was $360 spent on?
Hmm?
So what was $360 of beautification spent on?
I'd have to go look it up,
I'm just asking.
It probably, most of it's centered on the flowers in the island down in the center of town.
All right.
I know there were flowers on the Taylor Road going Page
Yeah.
Hill, Bridge, yeah, whatever bridge, is it
Yeah, there may be some other places too.
cemeteries maybe? Cemeteries maybe?
No,
No.
this wouldn't be cemeteries. Some intersections are done by the neighbors,
Yeah.
like right down by you, I think it's, the people in the village do it, don't they?
That triangle, but then on the bridge, they have flower boxes.
Yeah, I'm not sure who puts those up.
All right. All right, next line item, the maintenance. That looks like it's been reduced down. And we know that prices for materials are going up and up.
Well, we have to have a project. We can't just,
No, I mean, just painting, we boarded up that, building down on Temple Road. Probably the money came out of this budget. I'm just saying that, we may not have a specific project in mind,
Right.
but, it just feels like there's maintenance all over the place that he's doing.
okay, yeah, there's painting that can be done and stuff like that, but I made a note in here that if you go to account 420, that's $5,000 for general government building improvements. It can be any building.
Yeah,
It
was
hasn't been spent
untouched.
in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
I left it that way, but I took down, and I'm trying to do this, without a whole herd of people here, helping me. I'm looking at what's been spent, and I look at it this way, that we could take down account 431 and leave 420 there, because there's some overlap.
That still
Yeah.
leaves $20,000
Yeah.
to go back and forth.
And that was a rationale behind it, but that's enough to, you know. And
Okay.
again, that can be contracted, but it's not something that comes out of a capital reserve
Yeah.
fund either.
Yeah, it's, yeah, all right.
I'm told that I shouldn't need any more than $3,000 this coming year for the fire alarm system.
Why did,
And there's an explanation on the next page.
okay. 2 video monitors, okay. All right,
Okay. Next one is rental of buildings. That's a police station rental. 27,240.
yeah. Yeah, it's a monthly rental. What does our lease say about rent going up? Or,
This includes whatever is in the lease. I took this right out of the lease.
all right, that's locked. Intel cell. All right.
We have,
What is this? We may have a couple extra lines in phone under the,
yeah, we gotta take a look at that. This is a conventional phone line. I
Mm.
believe we have a conventional phone line here for some alarm systems that are not part of the IP phone system that we have. And so that's what that covers. But all I could base it on was looking at, I went and looked at bills. Okay, this is what they're for, okay. Can we do something different with them? That's something to look at. I just, you know. Okay. The electricity for the pool. That's in this budget too.
Okay. This was a question way back when, why that particular budget item is not included in the rec budget.
I would ask you the question. I mean, I wasn't.
No, I don't know. I mean, it's been kicked back and forth, back and forth.
I can't answer the question. I don't know. You know, it's where I found it.
I'm looking for infinite wisdom here, Jim.
In general government buildings, it looks like the buildings, you know, the maintenance and the operation of some of these buildings
Doesn't fall into a
doesn't
neat
fall necessarily
category.
into the department. The electricity to operate a pool is a rec cost.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I totally agree with you, but, I mean, this is where I found it. I moved enough of some of these things around that didn't match the state chart of accounts, but I didn't get into
Yeah.
individual lines. Interestingly, in 2020, when the pool wasn't open, we still ran up a $1,250 bill.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the electric bill doesn't service just the pool. I think it has a couple of the outbuildings.
Well, I pay more for my meter than I do for anything else in my house, okay? And I don't live in the dark too much.
I wonder if this, when that pool was built, there was something about it. I remember hearing years ago when the budget didn't pass on the warrant, went to default, and the selectmen said no pool. Somebody researched and came back and said it's illegal for you to shut down that pool.
I recall something comparable to that,
And I wonder
but I don't know the particulars.
if there's something about,
You
Where this
you
is
probably
placed.
can't totally shut the thing down. You probably gotta keep some circulation, some chemicals, and otherwise you'd wind up with a large piece.
but it was more to do with the way that the pool was set up in the very
Right.
beginning was that, it had to be open for the public. You can't, basically, if I recall,
The way it was
It's-
probably built via warrant article.
or something to that effect, yeah. And I
Yeah,
wonder if
it has
that's why it
been.
ends up over here.
There has been public money put into that park,
Yeah,
federal funds,
federal funds.
yeah, a long time ago. Oh, federal passed through the state, I'm not sure.
Yeah, all right.
And the one specifically that I recommend was the funds that were used when the town acquired the top of Whittemore Hill, which has got some open space up there. I'm not sure if the town owns it or if it's just open space, but anyway, it is. When the town acquired that, there's a conservation easement up there too. I'm a little fuzzy on how that was. But that was leveraged against a grant to build tennis courts. Okay,
Does that work?
makes sense out of this. And the town got tennis courts, even though at the time they still had a tennis club over on the corner of Perry and Ashburnham Road, which are no longer, right now, there's no tennis courts in town. That thing's been repurposed for something else.
Hmm.
And I don't own a skateboard, so, or whatever the thing is.
All right.
You sure,
Okay.
Jim?
I still probably spry. All right, town hall electricity, okay. And building to electric, isn't the building to electric covered by the lease agreement?
Says right underneath it.
Yep.
Yes,
Okay.
it's we're reimbursed.
Okay, need to read the fine print.
This propane, I put a $1.
All right. Okay.
And they didn't budget anything for the fencing.
Well, we still have that fencing that, I don't know whether we rented or bought down on that burned
It's
out
rented,
property.
But, on, the 23rd of January,
It's no longer ours.
it's gonna
It
go to absolute auction, okay?
Yeah,
And, the fencing contract goes with it.
yeah, I understand. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if we still have payments to make, if it's a monthly rental on that fencing or if it's a yearly.
I think it's monthly. I think we make the payments monthly, which is insane. We're processing a check every month. I mean, it costs money to process checks.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, we had $4,000, because I remember creating that budget item for that specific purpose. And I'm just wondering if we're still gonna have a couple bills coming in the 2022
We
year.
will, but there's enough money in this budget that we can absorb anything that's there.
All right.
But there was nothing budgeted for it last year.
Well, we apparently actually spent $500.
$530, yeah.
So if you divide that out over a year,
Well, this would be 11 months, possibly.
yeah, 11 months or so, I mean, we're talking, I don't know, $50, $60 a month.
Yeah.
Even if it's $100 or $200 between now and the 23rd, when things get, and then when things get all sorted out, it's not a big deal.
All right, we'll leave it alone. Okay.
Huh? Oh,
You're welcome.
I'm gonna be chastised for not speaking into the microphone.
Me too.
Okay.
Gotta bring it closer,
Okay.
Jason.
So did Rick answer you?
He has not. He has not gotten back to me yet.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, just for a quick discussion, the building permit officer's budget effectively remained, I believe, the same, with one exception.
The quote for his laptop?
Yeah. He would like to have a laptop that would, he could integrate into our computer system here, that he could take with him on the job. I understand the laptop would be for it in Ipswich, not for a shit, we're not gonna split the cost of a laptop with Ringe, okay?
Right.
Which is
Yeah.
fine. And it probably would be a good thing.
What are we talking
But
about price-wise?
The quote we got was 1,100, but that was for 15 days, and that was over the summer. So I can't imagine that it's gonna be much.
Oh, yeah, they've jumped huge, 'cause I usually buy a new laptop every year, and I remember spending $1,800 for this one, and, right now it's running $2,500.
What is that?
This is an HP Envy. It's got all sorts of bells and whistles on it. I mean, it's a high-end machine, you know, quad core, pretty much latest
You know,
gen.
I don't think he's looking at something like.
No, an $1,100 computer is not a high-end machine,
He was looking for something
but
more.
he's probably gonna be
job.
looking at something around $1,400 to $1,500 for the,
You can still get them.
oh, yeah, you can get a
Does it
four,
take much?
you can get a $300 computer if you want, and then you gotta get out and push to make it work.
But how much is he running on this then?
He's running iWorks. I don't know if he'd run anything else. Maybe Duo to do the video inspections.
Does he do letters and stuff?
Yeah, he's probably gonna wanna write a couple letters. I mean, that's part of the job.
That's doesn't require hardly any processing power.
No, but it does require a program, you
Yeah.
know, Microsoft Word or some such.
Mhm.
Plus, it'll have to have internet capability. So by the time you add all those little things in, you're up to $1,500.
This was an Intel i5 processor,
Yep, that's mid-generation.
8 gig memory,
That's pretty light these days.
256 solid state hard drive,
That's light.
1920 by 1080 video, and Windows 10 Professional.
Yeah, it's now Windows 11.
That's what. well,
Yeah, I mean, that's not anything spectacular. It's a mid-range computer.
And that's in his budget. Is his budget in here?
His budget's in here, that's not in his budget, that's in
Oh, I
addition
see.
to it.
Yeah.
Let me just,
That's what he's wanting, but
I-
you said he was planning on being here at 7?
I,
So.
I thought he was, I thought
We
he
should
said
wait
he was
until-
coming in.
Yeah,
We
but,
hear
you know,
from him.
but, you know, just while we have a thought in our heads, I would recommend kicking that up to around 1,400 instead of 1,100, because I know the prices have skyrocketed. Because you can't get chips, and that's what runs your computer.
well, they solved the problem with chips.
What?
You didn't hear?
They solved it?
GM is taking heated seats out of most of their pickup trucks and SUVs.
And that solves the
And
chip.
that's gonna allow them to build more vehicles.
That's,
I have no idea why you need a chip in a car to have a heated seat. How about just a heater and a switch?
no. Doesn't
It was in
work.
the
that-
news. It was
No,
in the
no,
news.
it's all automated, so you don't have to think about it, how cushy it is.
I want to go back to the headlights on the floor and the windows, those little triangles.
Headlight switch on the floor? Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, the dimmer.
Oh, yeah. That wasn't a bad idea at the
What's
time.
that?
When you had the little button on the left-hand side under the clutch. to-
Or you had the spring-loaded plunger on the right-hand side for the starter.
I remember that.
Because that way, you know, you got rid of the relay.
Yeah,
That was the relay.
that was it, yeah.
You remember this?
No, I never saw it.
Yeah.
We're moving too fast.
Okay, what have I got?
Supposed to.
Doing old new business.
Really putting the building permit on, so I gotta find it. question. The earliest we can have the deliberative session is Saturday, February fifth.
Okay,
We normally have them on Tuesdays, so we would be,
Tuesday evenings?
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
that would be the eighth. Town meeting is March eighth. Would we get better attendance, better participation if we had it on Saturday, like at 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning?
Didn't they do that a few years ago?
Yeah.
How did that work out? Do you remember, Jason?
I would tend to think we'd
Probably
have
had more
better
people at the
attendance.
dumps than you, maybe than you.
Well, that's where we should hold it then.
It's just a thought, I don't even. have-
No, I mean, we should consider it. I mean, the thing is, if we, what time does it usually kick off? At 7?
Yeah, I think it's usually 7 o'clock it kicks off.
So we'd be able to get a couple hours in with our regular selectmen's meeting and then move over or cancel the
Actually,
selectmen's
you
meeting.
probably wouldn't be having
Yeah,
a select.
yeah,
Well, that's what it has been. I'm wondering if it would pay to go to Saturday. If we would get a better attendance.
well, I don't know, I mean,
It depends on the issues that are on the warrant.
I think we'll get,
Huge part of it.
yeah. Jim, can you put out some feelers and I'll ask around as well and see,
Why don't we put up something on the website
To see what,
that goes out that people who subscribe would get, just saying,
we're considering?
would you prefer to have
Have you done this before? Put stuff out and got responses on the website?
no, but I could put I'll put Jim's email address
no,
Yeah.
yeah,
and just get,
yeah.
feedback to, what the search
That's what I'm
subject-
curious.
And not
how-
that, there may be a way to do it, if we talk to the people that provide us the software for it, where somebody can just click yes or no. We don't need a dissertation.
No,
Yes or no.
yeah. Would you prefer a Saturday versus a Tuesday night?
I could do it on the Facebook page too, then you tend to have more,
Yeah,
Okay.
that'd be fine.
what do you think?
Yeah, that sounds excellent. I mean, I don't subscribe to Facebook,
Neither do
which is,
So we would be missing some people. I can put it on both. So it'd be Tuesday, March, do you know the dates, Jim?
It'd be either Tuesday, February fifth,
or the following.
no, Tuesday, February eighth, or Saturday, February fifth.
Okay,
There's a 1-week window that you can have this, and then, of course, it's the second Tuesday in March, is, the actual voting.
Voting, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, we ought to check too, with Bob Romerill's, schedule as well. Make sure he's available, cause he moderates the thing.
yeah, but you are the ones that pick.
Yeah, I know.
Not that we shouldn't check with everybody.
No,
else.
but we should coordinate it.
and
Right.
also Debbie's a big part of it too, right?
Yeah, she has some role to play. I don't remember exactly what it
Like
is.
the minutes.
Yeah,
Um,
figure out what the hell's happening.
oh,
We
no,
was
I
still-
thought the town clerk did a
She does, she does.
big part of
You're-
it. I
you're
don't know what
correct.
it is exactly, but,
Yeah,
so I'll get the feedback, but will you guys make sure Bob and Debbie are okay?
yep. I'll try to reach out to both.
Oh, one other thing that I ran into is, we had the presentation from Primex. And
Yeah.
one of the things I discovered was that the town was budgeting the amount that shows as being charged for that year for each of the 3 categories. But before you get done with your budgeting, you know what they call premium holiday you're gonna have. So, there's no sense budgeting for something that's gonna come back to you, okay? And so, what was happening was, they were, in most cases, paying less but budgeting more. So, I set up the, it's on, it's in tab 5, but I set it up so that the total amount is, reflects the amount that we actually pay and not, I gotta go back and double check that, but I think I have it all in there. Need to see, 4196 is. Okay, no, I have to redo the sheets in there. Right now, it's like $70-some thousand. The lead sheet, okay. It drops it to $53,012. Okay, so I will replace those sheets. I assume that you don't wanna budget for something that you don't need to budget for. And this is a done deal. It's not like you may get it. Well, I noticed that consistently was being done in the past, so. I mean, you still got your money back, but.
Gives a little bumper in the checkbook, is that what the purpose was? For budgeting for it and then,
I think somebody just didn't even think about it. Yeah, I don't think there was anything devious or just, oh,
Yeah.
here's what the charge is, okay? But then, if you look, the back of the envelope, here's a sheet that says what you're getting back on everything, okay? And you can reflect it in the bill. They will send you a check, but only if you request a check. Otherwise, it becomes a credit to your account,
Okay,
so.
all right.
So I'll redo that one, get that one redone. I just didn't print the sheet, I put it in and. Let's see, anything else here? It's kind of a short week between meetings today. That's like that. Okay. Oh, yes, I got this. Planet Aid, which sends out bins. And if you host one of their things, you get 5 cents a pound. So,
What are we collecting?
cloth,
Clo-
clothes.
Clothes, okay.
And I guess they already had this thing set up with Peter and everything. They got one going in down by the Green Center.
Mhm.
As we all know, the Green Center has a clothing department, okay? If stuff doesn't move over a long enough period of time, you gotta send it out, okay? So they would send it out and put it in a hopper and get 5 cents a pound. That's fine. But they asked if we had any other places that we might want to have it. You know, we told the transfer station, no. We don't.
Well, there was one there
They
at
took
one
it out.
point and it got trashed,
Yeah,
so I wouldn't put it there unless it's
No.
somewhat attended.
so they asked me if there's any other places we might want one.
I can't think of any other
I don't
place.
know if you want one next to the fire station.
No,
No.
no.
yeah.
But I did say I would ask.
I believe that was, requested by the Green Center,
Mhm.
because they do, it's not just when, clothing sits for a while.
Mhm.
Every week, there's volunteers that truck bags of clothes out because they sort clothes every week. And so
Okay.
it's a weekly basis that they're
So this is gonna make
they're
life
running.
easy, life
Yeah,
easier.
but they put it in the back because they fill it up and they don't want it for public use.
Oh, no, this is not for public use.
Yeah,
This is for the Green Center.
yeah, it's for the Green Center.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll leave it as is.
Okay, no, I just said I would bring it up.
Yeah. And there has been that, like you mentioned, at the landfill or the transfer station. But you see it around elsewhere where there's just heaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't they try it over there by Island Bowls and it just got.
Yeah, I
everybody was
don't know if
dumping Junk,
they had a shortage of drivers or what.
is that what it was? I thought people were dumping TVs and everything.
And people will do that too.
Yeah.
So,
Items that
So-
they don't collect, people will leave them.
oh, yeah, you can see things like old TV sets in front of one of these
Exactly.
things, okay, you know. Um, Trying to think of anything else.
I know we-
There's plenty to do on budgets that keeps me busy.
Yeah.
The auditors will not be here tomorrow and the next day, they can schedule it, but 2 out of 3 of the audit team were at another site and are now somewhat restricted until they can get a COVID test because the people they were working with tested positive for COVID,
Right.
so
Right.
we got that. So they hope to be here next week. In the meantime, we've got pretty much, Roger's got pretty much everything pulled out, and I've sent them a whole bunch of stuff, so,
All right.
so we should look for that. I'm hoping this thing is wrapped up by the end of the year.
Have we got any new progress on the lease for Building 2? We wanted to have them come in and talk to us about it.
No, I gotta go chase that down a little harder.
I mean, if they're, if I recall your last, discussion with them, or lack of discussion with them, they were avoiding your phone calls.
Well, it seemed like that, but you know, I haven't called enough times to say that it's total avoidance,
Well,
like the cell company.
I'm going to suggest if you don't get through within the next, say, week to 2 weeks, that you send them a nice registered letter saying that we are considering terminating the lease and here's your 90-day notice unless you respond.
Yeah,
Why would you word it as terminating?
Because it'll get their attention that they gotta move all this stuff out of there.
But I don't think we are considering that.
I think one of the problems.
Well, you gotta get their attention somehow, otherwise they're just gonna, if they can avoid us long enough, they can slough along and keep paying us their minimal fee.
Right, well, I would say,
Well, how do you get
come
their,
in,
Well,
how do you get their attention otherwise? They've
knock
been,
on the door.
go down there and pound on the door and ask to see the manager?
Yeah.
Okay,
That works.
well, it
It's
does.
a small town.
It's a small
I've heard
town.
stories about that. Somebody was a collector for one of the companies in town.
They would go knocking on doors.
They go knocking on doors and wouldn't leave till they paid the bill. Anyway, how about this? Let's talk in a different way. And this way is accurate, okay? It's not that we want them to leave. The lease is illegal.
Okay,
If you follow how you handle government property when it's leased to the private sector, the lease said that, basically the lease said, the town's gonna take care of the taxes. No, there's a procedure for the taxes that was never done. And that property will be on the tax rolls for next year. And they've gotta pay the taxes. And so I think the thing to do is send them a certified letter, that includes that in it. So that, if nothing else, they'd be paying, what do they pay? A year?
Now it's 12,000 a year.
12,000 a year, okay? But they have to pay the taxes, because the taxes can't be included.
Right,
that 12,000, but then they also pay electricity on top of
Right,
that.
right,
yeah,
but that's, yeah.
And the thing is it wasn't their fault. How the
No,
lease was drawn up. I just think that's.
well, so whoever drew up the lease didn't understand how you lease your
Right.
own property.
Right, it's so, but it's not like they were trying to pull a fast one on that.
Oh,
Warwick
no, it
Mills
was
one.
just handed to them, I
Yeah.
don't blame them.
Yeah,
I have no problem with what they
Yep.
did.
But I don't think we wanna,
Oh,
I don't think we're ready to terminate.
no, I don't wanna terminate them, I just wanna get more money out of them and I wanna get their attention,
You wanna give them a good solid tap on the shoulder.
yes.
Well, I don't think.
Yeah, I
we-
think it can be done in that way though, that, hey,
Yeah.
you know, we review the
That's fine,
lease and there's
that's
some
fine.
issues that.
We'll try it that way,
Registered mail.
and then we'll try it my way.
What about the door knocking?
Well, we'll
Send Susan.
use that as our intermediate. We'll send Susan,
Yeah, she can go knock on the door.
Yeah, then if nobody responds, you have them evicted,
I
the
get
sheriff can
friends.
come down and take everything and put it out in the street. I don't think so.
goes out for auction. There's a lot of aluminum there, that's worth money.
That's good you brought that up. I had that on my note as well.
Um, notice, you know, with the town administrator, classified ad up, we should be, I don't know when we'll start getting, applications or resumes in. And I know we're really busy with the budget stuff, but, I think we should start scheduling interviews as soon as you start getting qualified applicants.
I would give it maybe 2 weeks or 30 days or
All right.
something like that, because, you know, you can go too quick.
Mm,
Yeah, and we wanna review them
wanna take a look and see what's
before
available.
we schedule interviews. We
Yeah.
don't wanna just interview every.
I did send you a link,
Yeah, I saw that.
okay, so it's being advertised on the Hampton Municipal Association website, where they advertise for town administrators in, basically in all of New England.
Yep.
But especially in the 3 northern states.
Yep.
You'll see it. I could probably get it in the Vermont Association website, the main one is the Warren.
Mm,
I'm curious with this,
There's one in Maine that's on an island that looks really good.
mm.
Doesn't pay a lot, but it looks good.
going back to the government buildings,
Yeah,
where do we see pest control come in? The chief said that we contract out pest control for this complex. Do you know where that comes in the budget?
I don't know where they paid that, or who they paid, or,
Is it, we do hire somebody? That's what, didn't it sound like she said?
That's what she indicated.
all right, I will check.
I
into
just don't
that.
know who the rat killers are.
Yeah.
I know one thing,
Have you seen them around in your time here?
I haven't.
No.
The only pest control you've seen is
Yeah.
mouse traps.
My wife has been doing it at home.
You guys don't.
I
Yeah, I
relocate
think there
chipmunks.
might be.
I take them for a 2-mile ride and let them go.
Hey, I got 2 cats, and my partner will not let me put them in the garage to catch the mice because she's afraid they'll catch disease.
She's
My
afraid the
cat
cats will
is-
catch disease?
Yeah, the cats
Yeah.
are awesome.
Well, they can get, if they're.
Yeah, if they're
mice,
bit by the
mice eat
mouse,
the
yeah.
Poison, yeah.
Oh, if they eat the poison.
Yeah, but even so,
If the cats eat the mouse that ate the poison,
Oh,
the
yeah.
cats can die.
Yeah.
but we don't put out poison traps. I got a cat with claws, go get the mouse.
Well, and they do a fantastic job.
If you let them do it.
I let mine. And it's,
My girl kitty is relentless. The boy kitty's just like, yeah, whatever.
All right.
I think we're,
You're done?
yes,
Eric's done?
yeah,
I got-
Jason done?
the building permit officer's budget, you want me to add a laptop to it?
where is that?
Yes,
Okay, that is in tab 7, and it's the third one from the end.
Yeah.
So look in tab 7.
Tab 7, third from the end.
And we're 20 minutes before he was scheduled to be here.
Yeah. Mhm.
You said you have his phone number, or?
Yeah, we checked during the
Management.
day.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I will check in the best control.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see any response. He didn't, I asked him if he was coming.
Did
He
anybody,
didn't respond.
did he indicate to somebody that he was coming?
Well, when Jim scheduled it for the first Tuesday of the month, he replied back that he has training on the first Tuesday, so could we do it a different Tuesday, which,
And then we gave him a different date and
Gave me the
sent him a
impression.
message.
yeah, gave me the impression.
Never heard anything to the contrary, so.
Yeah, let's add a line item for a laptop and tentatively set it at $1,400.
Where are we at? Still trying to
Tab
find it.
7, about, halfway through. BPO.
BPO, I just passed it.
If you go to tab 8 and work your way towards 7, it's closer.
It's between the orange and the green.
Yep.
But they're not
We're not
color
consistent in the color dividers, it's
Ah.
whatever color we.
Yeah. Yeah, so I would add a laptop at 1,400 and we can discuss that further. That's at our workshop.
In the meantime, do you want me to get another quote, an update, or is it too soon? Too soon?
If they're only good for 15 days.
Yeah.
You're not gonna buy this thing till after town meeting.
Yeah, so,
You're out in the middle of March.
yeah, so, I mean, between inflation and availability, I think, that's actually a pretty good number.
Yeah, that's a safe number.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He just wanted it more rugged than anything else.
Abacus.
It doesn't connect to iWorks.
I don't know why. Okay.
Do you have to add a line, or could that be put under supplies?
I'd like to break it out myself.
I will.
Because it's capital.
Because it's a pretty large expenditure comparatively speaking. And it's a one-time expenditure. Or it should be a one-time expenditure or not a recurring expense.
It's easy enough to add a line.
Okay.
I have a line for software, I just have a line for computer hardware.
Yep.
That's all.
Do you have anything else?
Yeah, I got one other item. Appointments. I sent around a list for conservation and also made a suggestion a week or so ago for zoning board. Jim, have you heard from Wendy at all about the zoning board?
No.
All right.
Other than I had a conversation with her, maybe it was 2 weeks ago, I
Yeah.
can't remember now, but she was, she fully understood, okay? And, the one thing to keep in mind is that the person who keeps the scorecard on this is the clerk.
Okay.
Yeah, and it seems to me that, boards can't be appointing alternates and
Yeah,
and members on the side, okay?
yeah.
I mean, and I found that when I was researching, I know this is digressing a bit, but you had that letter about the legal expenses.
Mm.
But I found that the former budget committee was short a member and they appointed one. But did the person ever take the oath of office? They did it on the fly, okay? They had the right to do it. I looked it up. The budget committee can appoint a replacement, actually, yeah, I think the budget committee can.
Mm-hmm.
How is it determined which committees can appoint?
You have to look in the law book because the pattern is not
It's
great.
based on the RSA's, and I know that the planning board can appoint alternates and appoint alternates as members until the next election cycle. And there may be one or two other boards that can appoint, but I'm not sure which ones they are. The rest are appointed by the selectmen.
The selectmen, and not all, the moderator appoints some stuff here too.
Yeah,
You gotta be, you know, so you gotta be very careful.
Right.
Okay, unless you absolutely know it. But then they all gotta go take the oath
right,
and sign some paperwork at the clerk's office.
Yep.
They can't just omit this.
right,
Okay, and that's been the problem.
yeah,
You know, for example, I'm on the Board of Assessors. We're an elected board.
yep,
We replace a significant part of what selectmen do.
mm-hmm,
But we can't appoint somebody to replace somebody who resigns.
right. That has to be done by the selectmen,
And we can't appoint alternates,
right.
neither can the selectmen. There are no alternates.
There are no alternates for that particular board, okay.
So in each one of these things, you gotta be careful. It could be
Well, I'm just suggesting that, you know, the vacancy for the zoning board has gone on for quite a while. You know, nobody's had an objection to the particular name that I put forward. I'd just soon appoint him tonight, and then I want to look at the appointments for the conservation. I submitted a list for that as well.
I would like to wait till
Sean's,
Sean is
okay, we can wait one more week, and that's it.
That's all you give it.
Well, it's been months.
It has been, and that's another reason why I think.
All right,
Go knock on some doors.
what?
Go knock on some
Knock on
doors.
Go knock on some doors.
You know, it-
Gonna knock
You
heads.
need to appoint for a slot too.
Right,
Okay?
yep.
Because the zoning board is 2, 2, and 1,
Right.
okay? For 3-year terms.
Yep,
And so you could have, you gotta try and figure out where these people are. And
Yep.
probably the best way to do it is take a look at the ones who are current,
yep,
and then back that
And
off,
back it
okay,
up.
and see where the heck you come out.
right,
Uh,
okay. All right, let's let it go for another week, table it for a week. I did have a question for Susan, though. When I was at the meeting the other night with the Concom, they passed out bylaws, and Bob said you found the bylaws on our website for him,
No, they were on the network.
on the network.
Do you want a copy?
No, I have a copy. I just wanted to make sure that they were published on the town website so people could read them. And the other thing we needed to vet them for was if they are written appropriately
Well, we should probably make sure they're written
before we
appropriately
put them up.
publish.
But that's something
Or
that
you wanna make sure that they don't conflict with state law.
state, exactly.
Mhm.
Can you send me a copy? I went looking for them.
Yeah, I didn't find them either, and Susan did some marvelous detective work and located
Where did
them.
you find them under?
I
Where'd you
thought I
search
found
them?
them like out on the.
I searched under bylaws and I got a bunch of other stuff I didn't see.
You know what, it might have been, I might have got it in the paper files, but, yeah, I'll get them out to you.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
they're quite old, aren't they?
Yeah, very old. That's why
You said 87?
I wanna make sure that they are consistent with state
They're
law.
rolled up inside a ceramic vessel with
Something like-
Get a
Yeah.
shepherd boy, threw a
Yeah.
rock and found him.
And the other thing with conservation is that Bob Boyden asked about he understands now that that the selectmen appoint the board members to, the Conservation Commission members, and that they have to take an oath of office. But he is concerned about the process of, he realizes that the conservation can nominate people, but we can also pick people out of a hat, and he was concerned about the vetting process, so he asked if there was some time after the budget season was over, where he could meet with the commission, with the Board of Selectmen and discuss the vetting process for appointing people to the Conservation Committee.
I think that would apply to a lot of committees, that we
that-
as a select board really should have this discussion.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just not quite sure how you,
In my opinion, the way it should work is we would get nominees from the committee or the board,
right,
and we would then discuss with the chairman or.
Yeah. Well, we're also
or structure.
advertising-
And then, for us to be just pulling people and pushing them onto boards, I feel like is a bit, it's okay in some sense, but.
well, it is, but, again, we'd like to make sure they have credentials or at least some enthusiasm for the position before we
Yeah.
appoint them.
Yeah.
But in the past, various boards, not in this town necessarily, have appointed their buddies to either push a particular project or to kill certain regulations that might interfere with a project. I mean, nepotism at its finest.
You shouldn't necessarily appoint people to a board that don't share at least some of your views on how that board should function. You're the appointing authority, I mean,
Right, but we don't want to appoint our buddies either.
no, I know, I understand. There needs to
But
be
sometimes your
objectivity.
buddy is the best fit.
That's
It,
right.
it's very possible.
Yeah, that whole nepotism thing is really, it's a tough thing in a small town.
Yep.
Because
it is.
you end up knowing a lot of people.
Right, you
So
know,
now everyone's disqualified that you know, and that's
Yeah,
tough.
the people you know are the people you're gonna talk to who are going to express an interest to you
I'm
to.
sure that's how you've come up with names.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly it. I may not hang out with them socially, but I meet them at various functions
Mhm.
and, get to talking, and that's how you find out about their interests.
Yeah.
So.
Look, I'm just saying, we should be careful about
we-
just labeling things nepotism.
Well-
If you happen to know a person.
Well, this is a close-knit town,
Yeah.
and a lot of people are related to a lot of people. There's,
Yeah.
your cousin is just down the street, really.
Sure.
Um,
And you may not know your cousin,
I don't wanna know my cousin.
so that's the thing.
But, yeah, so there's definitely some issues there, but, I think, trying to select an interested and qualified person is something we should be really looking at. And that's all I have.
And I have the fire department list from last week.
Yep.
What's that?
No, it just struck me, the way you said it,
What's,
because I've heard it from the chief too.
oh,
I
Yeah.
gotta go down and take a walk about, but that's okay.
yeah, and we did our walkabout,
Yeah.
and I think we should prioritize some of these items and talk to Mark. Give him a, list to look into at
I already
least.
got him doing something down there.
Do you? What is he doing?
Well, when they put the new boiler in,
Okay.
the old boiler had an expansion tank up in the ceiling,
And that was never
so
seen.
they took it out.
Mhm.
But now, there's a big open space in the ceiling,
Hmm.
and there needs to be a fire-rated sheetrock up there, so he's gonna go out there, get a couple pieces of sheetrock and put them up there, get it taken care of. Okay, so,
Alright.
but I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff down there that, we could get together with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Jim, did you see Meredith's, do list? Did she?
I've seen a number of her lists,
Okay.
yeah.
Can you pass those on to Mark and see if he can take
Yeah,
care of
no,
some of the items?
I can do that. Let me get a hold of Mark and just say, okay,
I
can we
mean,
make some sense out of this and get some things done?
Yeah.
You know,
Jason, not to
One
cut.
of the main points I wanted to bring up on this was the flashing light over the road. Meredith said it was paid for and it has never worked properly. The blinker.
Especially when the truck took it out.
Yeah, they're supposed to be able to flip a switch and it goes from flashing yellow to red, such that they can actually stop traffic and pull the vehicles out. And that does not function.
She said it never has, is what she said.
Even when, well, when I was a selectman, we replaced the light because it got hit by a truck, it got totally knocked out. Now, I don't know if it was working properly at that point or not. We spent the money, I think it was $2,000 or $3,000 to replace the light fixture up there. But I don't know who did the contract or what the parameters of the contract were. So,
Yeah, that would be good to look into. I mean, maybe it's just a matter of a switch to be wired into the,
if the wiring exists, I mean, it should be, okay, you
Well,
turn off the yellow light, you turn on the red light.
that's
if
what
it
it seems.
doesn't work, let's get an electrician, somebody who's qualified to work on those things.
But did we pay for it?
But we've already paid for that. We wanna make sure
Who do we pay?
I don't know.
The unknowns.
Well, it's hard to go back after the unknown.
Well,
And how
I
long
mean,
ago was
I
it? Is
get
another
that.
well, it's been in the last 2 years,
Okay, I got
okay,
you. Last year.
that the light was replaced.
Okay, so,
Did it work before then? We
It,
don't know.
it flashed yellow for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if the red light actually worked, because that may be a wiring problem, the wires aren't there. Don't know.
okay, I will,
we don't
I'll look into it.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the last couple of years, it's been replaced.
It,
So we need to see who replaced it.
right.
But then the
But
other,
why do we pay for it if it didn't work? Wouldn't we test something? I mean.
well, the flashing yellow light,
The flashing yellow light portion worked
they didn't.
and still
She
works.
said they don't have the capability to turn it red.
Maybe they never built that into it.
Well, exactly, there may not be the proper wires there, or the light fixture is not designed for that. I mean, I don't know enough about it, maybe we didn't put the right fixture in.
I'll find it. I can look at, if it's the last couple of years, I can look it up.
Yeah.
I know how to look it up.
It was definitely within the last 2 years that it was replaced. What it was like before, I don't know.
But I would, I mean, if I was a member of the fire department and the light is supposed to turn red when the trucks are coming out and that sort of stuff,
Yeah,
or when they're backing around, that would.
yeah, I mean, it's a safety
I'd be
feature.
annoyed that it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, those
I
trucks,
haven't heard much complaints about it until
yeah,
last week.
well, Meredith brought it to our attention. Although, you know, the other thing we really need to talk about is those buildings and either reconstituting or trashing those 2 buildings.
Well, one of them is in use right now.
Well, yeah, exactly.
The other
yeah.
one is not. It had some cosmetic issues and
Well-
then some of the discoloration on the
Yeah.
ceiling may suggest a
Oh,
leak.
so- Roofing
Of some
issues,
sort.
roofing issues, if you will. And Mark does roofing, I know that.
Yeah. I mean, when we looked at the shingles, there was no penetrations on the roof, so it's kind of puzzling to me how the
Mm.
ceiling tiles got stained with. Usually a leak in the middle of a roof is gonna be a penetration
Yeah,
failing.
well, penetration or a lifted shingle or something.
It could be, yeah. Yeah, that's another item. I don't know when we talk about that, but.
Well, I mean, you know, the thing is Meredith gave us quite the shopping list there. And some of them are possibly big ticket items. And if we're gonna talk about them, to include them in this coming year's budget, we need to talk about them soon.
Yeah, and them two buildings, I think they're worth. I know you don't like this word, but Band-Aid them up, get them usable, and get as much life out of them as we can.
Yeah, I mean,
It
well,
doesn't make sense.
well, I
me
hate
let 'em
to,
just
I hate to
fall.
apply a Band-Aid when we can apply, you know,
Well, I know,
no.
that's the wrong term.
but what.
Get them used.
What I'm saying is, okay, you can put a Band-Aid on it and you can stop the bleeding, but if we wanna make them, bring them back close to 100% and get, instead of getting another 5 years, get another 15 years out of it, does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I don't know.
That has to be looked at. From what I saw on our brief tour, they seem structurally sound.
I think they did,
And
you know, I mean, we're talking carpet replacement, roof replacement, a paint job, and possibly some shoring under
the skirting.
the skirting, and maybe some minor cosmetics internally, and they're ready to go.
You have no plumbing to worry about now, right?
Well, that's one of my other concerns. I mean, at times, you can have 25 volunteer firefighters in there, and you have one bathroom in that whole 3-building complex.
Yeah.
You know, and it's really hard to hold any sort of a conference for more than an hour, with, you know, one toilet operational. I mean, you know, that needs to be looked at as well. I mean, what do they have up there for a septic system? I think they got a holding tank.
She didn't, that's not even on their list of
I know,
things that
but
they
it
would
should
like,
be.
So we don't.
But
we
it should
first
be.
address the things that the people who are in the building.
Yeah,
are
but if you're going
concerned
to
with.
create that back building as a
It was a
meeting,
it's
a
supposed to
training
be a
facility,
training.
you know,
Training room.
we're not doing potty training.
But
But, so, I
the
mean,
the other thing that I thought should be prioritized to look at is the heaters, because she said multiple heaters on that, in the
yeah, Well, didn't-
garage weren't working.
Well,
Now,
but
they have
didn't-
the new heater, new furnace put in, but it sounded like not
They're
all
looking
the
at,
heaters.
those heaters are being looked at.
Are they being looked at?
yeah. I mean, you know, if you've got a brand-new furnace, you should be able to tap ductwork off of those.
Well, there's no duct, it's a hot water system.
It's, okay, well, you can
Hot
put,
water boiler, and there's units out in the fire station that work off of that, and there is a problem with them now, Doug's working on it.
yeah, but I'm suggesting that if you have a brand-new system, you should be able to run if it's a forced hot water system, you should be able to run a pipe over to the area that needs heating and put in a radiator system. You know,
Well,
hard,
There's nothing, the system, the replacement system for the boiler was designed to go into the existing system that sits out there, okay? And that's what was done.
yeah,
My understanding is one does not work and two of them aren't set up right.
right,
And they had an issue with the controls, and the problem wasn't getting warm, the problem was the place was getting too warm.
yeah,
So it was the controls on it, so that's been given back to the contractor to straighten out. Doug's aware of it, and Doug is the guy that flagged it out.
all right.
Nice, good. Them were the critical things I saw in our visit there. The other ones are, somewhat. What you call it, not critical. Carpet,
Yeah. Nice to haves.
nice to have, and she did acknowledge that.
Okay.
That was all I had on the fire department. The Heritage Commission, we're gonna have a meeting this Thursday to see about interest. We don't
Okay.
have any official members. Possibly myself and Fran are official members, but
Well,
that, even that's debatable.
You need to get appointed.
I guess. the
We were
question-
appointed, but then
Yeah.
there was something happened. We gotta talk it over this
The
Thursday.
question I have on the Heritage Commission is, it is an existing board, even though it needs members on the commission. Would we wanna have a nominal budget?
There is one.
There was
There's a
one,
$500 budget.
but, you know, the thing is, they really didn't have anything to spend it on.
We did spend.
You did spend
We
some
bought
on
some
some
of the-
books
some
and
on the books. I'm not sure
paraphernalia.
where them books are today.
Exactly.
No matter where you put them,
They,
history of New Ipswich books,
they vanished.
they seem to disappear because people think they're some kind of rare item. You can buy them
Online.
digital.
When I got involved with several people a bunch of years ago, we took the two histories of New Ipswich, Gould and Chandler, and we took them down to a printing company in the North Shore of Massachusetts. And they extracted everything, and we came back with boxes full of hardcover books and sold them, made a profit. Okay, it was to help pay for fixing up one of the old fire apparatus, okay? So we made some money on that. And once they have that, you can just call them up and order the book. They'll run it through the machine and bingo, here comes
Oh,
a
yeah.
nice hardcover book. I had two of them, one of each. And I loaned them to somebody, and I can't remember who, and I've never seen them since.
Do you remember who the publisher was? That'd be good to know.
Yeah, I can figure it out, but I can't just get it out of my head right this minute.
I'm sure.
They're Salem, or around Salem.
Yeah, that's like the Harvard bookstore. You can go down there and order any book you want, and they can run it right there on the spot.
Where?
Harvard bookstore in
Oh.
Boston.
Wait a minute, I think I know the name. Let me check it.
They just print it right on the spot. It's a little more expensive than buying it off the shelf, but they have the machinery to do it. Okay, was Rick coming or
No, he never responded,
No.
I'm guessing.
he's not gonna show?
Yeah. He
Okay.
must have looked at it and said, yeah, that looks good to me.
Good to me too.
Did Rick can look at this budget at all, Jim?
He submitted it, right?
He
Huh?
submitted it?
Yeah, he basically said, if you leave it the same, it'll work. Okay. Higginson Book Company, LLC.
Higginson?
Higginson, Higginson, HigginsonBooks.com.
HIGG.
Local histories.
So they may have something on file.
They got them both.
Okay,
I got nothing else.
okay.
Somebody got a motion?
Motion to adjourn?
I will second that emotion.
I was.
All in
If you
favor?
look at
Aye.
Aye.
Higginson Books.